Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, my dear students. How are you all? Here it's me, Asha Miss, and today I will take a science class. And we have already done one lesson of this chapter, you know well. So, our today's classwork number is 12. So, your teacher identity I have already told. I have already tell it. That is, my name is Shahnaz Parveen Asha. I'm from EMSS Sector 11 and I take Science and ICT. Okay, so our classwork number 12 today are already declared. So our lesson is chapter 10, acid, base and salt. Lesson 1 to 4 and lesson topic acid, base, indicator. Which one we will continue with our previous class. Okay, so and obviously follow the book. Follow the book page number 105 to 106. So previous class we have learned what is acid, what is base and what is indicators and their properties, and also how they behave, as how acid and base behave in different indicators. All we have learned. So now today what we will learn, first of all alkalis are base but all base are not alkali, then difference between base and alkali and why methane is not acid, and then the logical proofs. Okay, so first one, the picture I want to show all together. There is a mismatch, sorry for that. That is the why all alkali are base but all base are not alkali. We have a concern because alkali and base both are same. In one sense both are same. If you don't know, you don't know, I think so. You should know the Bangla word also of acid and base. In Bangla, acid is called, in Bangla, base is called base and alkali. In Bangla, base is called khar and alkali is called kharuk. Okay, so all alkali are base and all base are not alkali. Why? First of all, if you think about the bases, you already learned that base have hydroxyl ion which can be dissolved, which is dissolved in water, and it produces hydroxyl ion. Is it? So hydroxyl is a radical. You already know that one from chapter 8. So how radical or how hydroxyl behave? That means which compound there is hydroxyl, like this, sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide. Okay, then here aluminum hydroxide. So the number of hydroxide varies in these elements, isn't it? In this compound, in this compound. So there is a big difference in alkali and base. There is not a big difference, there is only one difference mostly, and that is all base means they can dissolve in water, they cannot. Sometimes some of the bases doesn't dissolve in water, as they doesn't have that mean in water water produces hydrogen and hydroxyl ion. Even bases also produces hydroxyl ion, and this is metallic radical. Okay, metallic part of it. So both they can produce. So both they are base. That means whatever they dissolve or doesn't dissolve, both they are base. Okay, but alkali dissolve in water. Alkali, if you pour any alkali with water, it will dissolve. Okay, dissolve in water. That one we call both base and alkali. But when any chemical substance that is base that doesn't dissolve in water, that one we cannot tell alkali, because alkali must dissolve in water. Okay, that means all the base of with different valency 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, All these are base, but alkalis are which one? Only who dissolve in water, those type of base we can tell alkali. That means sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide and aluminum hydroxide, all these are actually base, but this one only base, it is not alkali. These are base, these are also alkali. Okay, so these type of differences we have learned previously, isn't it? Like all addition are synthesis, but all synthesis are addition reaction, but all addition are not synthesis. Then you have learned also that all gravity are gravitation, but all gravitation are not gravity. Like this, all alkalis are base, but all base are not alkali. Why? Because base may dissolve or doesn't dissolve in water, but alkali dissolve in water. Okay, proceed to the next one. So this is the difference of base and alkali. An oxide or hydroxide of a metal which possesses the property of neutralization of acid to produce salt and water is called base, and the base which are soluble in water. So this is the first and foremost point, which one soluble in water, that is alkali. So here I have written example. These are also base, these are also base, and base may or may not soluble in water, but alkalis are soluble. All alkalis soluble in water. So all base are not alkali, all alkalis are base. One thing for your it is a technique. I'll rather say it is a technique, because at your level you not need much explanation, because if I start explanation of this topic, then it will take huge time. So you don't need much explanation, but you have a trick that which one is alkali and which one is base and alkali, both you can identify. That is the lower valency of hydroxyl. Okay, where the lower valency of hydroxyl, all those are base, acid, both, alkali and base both. But which one have higher valency of hydroxide, like aluminum hydroxide, AlOH3? So more than 2, keep in mind, more than 2, the valency is actually doesn't dissolve in water. There is a chemical reason, you will learn in higher classes. Thank you. Now proceed for the next one. Methane is not an acid. Why methane is not an acid? Methane have 4 H, but it doesn't dissolve in water. Why? Because it is not giving any hydrogen atom. Okay, it is not producing any H plus ion. That is cation. We say cation. H plus ion is one type of cation, as it is positively charged. That's why it is cation. It doesn't produce in water. Okay, so methane is not an acid. Why? Because methane doesn't produce in hydrogen ion, though it have 4 hydrogen atom. Okay, it will not give. So what can you do? What can I do? I cannot do anything. So that's why it will not give, as it cannot donate or produce an hydrogen ion, that means hydrogen cation in water. That's why it is not an acid. So last class we have already learned what are the properties of acid and what are the properties of base. So I have written here one acid, like hydrochloric acid, and we have to prove that hydrochloric acid is a hydrochloric acid is an acid. How we will prove? Yeah, you can tell me, by the name we can tell hydrochloric acid. It is written acid with the word, with the compound hydrochloric acid. Okay, that's one point for sure. But as a student of science, you cannot tell like this. Okay, so you have that you have logics. With the logic you have to prove it, and that's why there is logical proof. You see, HCl contain replaceable hydrogen atom. This H and Cl, it will separate when it will produce. It will dissolve in water. Okay, it will produce a hydrogen ion. hydrogen atom. Okay, dilute aqueous solution of ACl turns blue litmus paper red. Whatever, we know that acid turns blue litmus paper red. So here, as ACl also a dilute solution means you will take like a test tube. Suppose this is a test tube. You will take a test tube of water or any aqueous solution and then pour 1 drop of ACl into it. In that case, you will see after that you will dip the blue litmus paper into it, and the litmus paper will turn into red. Okay, blue one turns into red, and that's why this is another point. Then you have learned phenolphthalein. What is phenolphthalein? Phenolphthalein is one type of indicators we have learned. Okay, 1 drop of phenolphthalein added with ACl solution, then the solution becomes colorless. Whatever the color was ACl, that will change the color. It will be no color anymore. Okay, one drop of methyl orange is added to ACl solution. Methyl orange, when you are using methyl orange in ACl solution, that means hydrochloric acid solution, in that case that solution will turn red. Then dilute solution of ACl usually tastes sour. That is, obviously you already know that which are organic acid, edible acid we eat, those solids, those acids usually taste sour. So these are not organic acid, but these will also taste sour. Then chemical properties, we have learned only one properties, that is ACl reacts with the base and produces salt and water. Here the reaction you have learned in chapter 8 I have discussed. Okay, so here also you can learn this one. And the 2 point, these 2 point we will learn in class number 13. The properties of different properties, that means how the acid and bases react with different compounds over there. So here hydrochloric reacts with carbonate to form, that means carbonate compound to form carbon dioxide. So when it reacts with carbonate compound, it can be sodium carbonate, calcium carbonate, aluminum carbonate, then sodium bicarbonate, whatever the carbonate is, it will react with that carbonate and it will produce salt, calcium chloride, carbon dioxide and water. It will be evaporate, there will be evaporate sign, that means upward direction arrow sign. Okay, so ACl or acid reacts with carbonate compound and produces carbon dioxide. 1 point. Another point, ACl reacts with metal and produces hydrogen gas. Any type of metal. I have written zinc here. You can write sodium, you can write calcium, magnesium, potassium. Okay. So with this type of metals, it will produce zinc chloride and ACl. So one thing, my dear students, you must have to notice. What is that? I have marked this one with red color, isn't it? So if I give you another compound of acid, that suppose sulfuric acid is an acid, explain logically. In that case, how you will write? Just replace ACl with sulfuric acid. Okay, that means here it is ACl, but if the question is about sulfuric acid, H2SO4, then you will change this HCl with H2SO4. Okay, H2SO4, 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 H2SO4. That's it. Go on. So did you understand? I hope you understand. This is the logical proof of acid. So similarly, prove logically that nitric acid. You must write separately. Okay, I have written all the acid together. It's not like that all you have to write together. One after one you will logically prove. Nitric acid, perchloric acid, carbonic acid, then carboxylic acid, oxalic acid, phosphoric acid. Okay, these are you have to prove logically. Next one, logical proof of base. How you will prove logically? Okay, in case of base also we know the characteristics, and I have also read mark here. So we know the properties, so it will be easy for us to grab easily. NaOH, sodium hydroxide, it dissolves in water, it gives hydroxyl ion in water, so the reaction is also here like this. Then it usually tastes bitter. We know that base tastes bitter, fine. Then the solution is soapy touch. That means how you feel when you use soap, how you feel, that type of feelings you will get while you will make the solution. Then aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide make red litmus paper blue. Then one drop of phenolphthalein is added to sodium hydroxide, the solution turns pink. And that is the characteristics of base, already learned. And when it dipped it, or it the solution added the solution in the solution methyl orange is added, that time it will turn yellow color. Okay, so one drop of methyl orange is added to sodium hydroxide solution, the solution turns yellow. Next one is sodium hydroxide that reacts with acid that produces salt and water. Okay, so here I didn't separate these two. You can separate these two because it is of chemical properties. First, all these are physical properties. Okay, so you can separate them, or if you don't want, it's okay. That's it also. That is also one way of presentation. This is also one way of presentation. Anyone you can choose. No worries. So, sodium hydroxide reacts with acid and it produces salt and water. It is the basic one. It is basic one for acid. It is basic one for base, and it is also basic one for salt. Okay, some metal hydroxide are precipitated by adding sodium hydroxide to metallic salt solution. So what is precipitated? You see here calcium sulfate and sodium hydroxide. Is it calcium sulfate and sodium hydroxide? This sodium is just combined with the copper sulfate and sodium hydroxide. This copper added with the hydroxide and this sodium added with the sulfate. This is called precipitation. That means they exchange their position. They are it's like also double displacement. If you already learned in chapter 8, right? You already learned in chapter 8 what is displacement. So in higher classes you will learn double displacement. That means both the compound exchange their elements, exchange their radicals. Okay, by exchanging they will produce compounds. Okay, that is metallic salt. This one, metallic salt. Okay, and this is the precipitation. Okay, so these are the logical proof of base. I hope you did understand. Now we'll proceed. Logical proof, similar logical proof you have to do in case of all these compound like ammonium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide, magnesium oxide, calcium oxide, potassium oxide, zinc oxide. All these are base. One thing, dear students, see here, sodium hydroxide dissolved in water, base. This one also you can tell alkali, is it? But in the time of aluminum hydroxide, you can write it is dissolved in, it will dissolve in water. No, my dear students, you already learned, is it? So it will not dissolve in water. So in the case of aluminum hydroxide, you will write aluminum hydroxide will not dissolve in water. Okay, other points are okay. That's it for all your homework. Homework number 2, logically prove that homework number 2 from this chapter. Okay, logically prove that nitric acid is acid and potassium hydroxide is a base. The same way you will write this one and this one. In case of nitric acid, in case of acid, nitric acid. In case of base, potassium hydroxide. So thank you all. Thank you, my dear students. As here I cannot do any evaluation. I hope all you are learning, you listen properly, and the situation is very bad now. That's why we are staying at home, we are doing online classes. So do the classes properly. If you are not understanding any point, any word, must contact with the teachers of your section. Okay, and also you can write comment in the below section that you didn't understand. I will try to make you understand in my way. Okay, my dear students, thank you all. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.